Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to CSL Greater Boston here in Medford, Massachusetts. We are live with all the fun that goes with that. We are here today to talk about the Sea of Life. Yes, we are part of this wonderful world, which includes our oceans. And it's over 70% of our planet. And too often we take it for granted. So today we're going to talk about water. What is it? How important it is to us? What does it symbolize? And how do we make it better? How do we, within our one knowing, one mind, oneness, choose the divine path and make it better in our actions, in our thoughts, and move forward in a different way, knowing that it's sacred and practicing it easily and effortlessly, knowing that we make a difference to this beautiful mass that we call home, Mother Earth. So thank you for being here with us. Those of you that are online, hello and welcome to CSL Greater Boston. I'm Gina, blessed to be the spiritual director, and we are live both online and in person, and so grateful to have you here. And we have a wonderful, a couple of songs that I'm so excited about that we're playing for the first time. And one of them, the first one that we're going to start off with, it's actually sung by the PS22 choir, and it is called Oceans, and the children are just beautiful. So please enjoy.
There I find you.
Yes, I am yours and you are mine. As the beloved of the beloved, we get to recognize. And I think that to me is the greatest part of spiritual community is recognizing divine in you, recognizing that what I know of you is true of me. So when we come together in this sacred space, and what's sacred about it is there's only one. So everywhere is sacred. When we come together in that communion, the feeling, the love, I am yours and you are mine. So today we have beautiful reading and a beautiful invocation coming up. And I am going to share with you, you know, there have been people this year, especially, we've had a lot of changes since we've come back that have helped us and, that it really helped us re engage. And, I'm so grateful for all that has been done. So, every person that reads and every person that prays with us, know that there's a sacred service that's involved in everything that you don't see, and know how much it is appreciated and how everything that we do is wrapped around that. So, we are going to have Barbara Fewitt. She is going to be doing our invocation for the Sea of Life.
Thank you, Gina. So, if we would just relax for a moment, taking in a wonderful breath, letting go. And so, as we move into our sacred service, our sacred time together in prayer, we let go of anything that has come before this. Just relaxing and going within to that inner place of serenity, where our consciousness with the one divine is just in perfection, and just be there. Just imagine yourself floating on this beautiful ocean. Your whole body is relaxed into it. The rhythm of it is in sync with the rhythm of your heartbeat. And just be in that place of floating for a moment. And so, feeling myself in the oneness with the ocean, I know that I am in oneness with the divine vibration. I am in oneness with the one Mother, Father created, who has created all that is seen and unseen. I am in sync and in rhythm and in oneness with this divine energy of unconditional and infinite love. And so, as I know this to be true of myself, I know that it is true of each and every one. As we sit in this circle in the consciousness of oneness with each other and with this magnificence, I stand in knowing that this service, that this time together in sacred prayer is unfolding in absolute perfection, as easily and gently as floating in the ocean, calmly, serenely, knowing that everything is working in perfection, our technology, that our reader is just open and allowing spirit to flow through. Each and every one who is here is in that consciousness of spirit flowing through, of feeling the love of self, the love of each other, the love of the entire world, and the love of the time. And so from this place, I simply give great gratitude for CSL Greater Boston, each and every one, and the all in the community that they are bringing this incredible faith and philosophy and way of life to. I say amen and blessed be. And we join together in affirming this word by saying, and so it is.
So it is. And our sacred reading will be our beloved Darlene.
Good morning. So, excuse me here. Gina gave me the title, The Sea of Life, and that's pretty big. So it seemed important, I'm really sorry about that, to find a little bit of the philosophy itself. So this is a short reading that Ernest Holmes, the founder of our philosophy, wrote, and it's called Never Limit Your View of Life. Never limit your view of life by any past experience. The possibility of life is inherent within the capacity to imagine what life is, backed by the power to produce this imagery or divine imagination. It is not a question of failing or succeeding. It is simply a question of sticking to an idea until it becomes a tangible reality. The illusion is in the way we look at things. We have looked at poverty, degradation, and misery until they have assumed gigantic proportions. So now we must look at harmony, happiness, plenty, prosperity, peace, and right action until they appear. When we are making a demonstration, we pay no attention to what happens in the objective world. We interpret causes by conditions only as we realize that a condition must partake of the nature of its cause. If there appears to be confusion in the condition, then there must have been confusion in the thought back of it. I'm just going to say that since Gina's talking about oceans, think about how that applies. Look at the condition of our oceans. We've used them as a wasteland, and that was certainly confusion in our thought. We pay no attention to the objective expression, so as long as we know we are getting the right subjective recognition, the way scientifically to work out a problem is daily in thought to conceive of it as already being an accomplished fact and experience. We realize the desire is already embodied in the absolute. We are dealing with nothing less than the absolute, with reality. During the process, many things may happen that appear to be destructive. We may pass through good fortune and bad, but if we come to the point where we are not disturbed by things, we have found the secret. If, as Jesus said, we judge not according to appearance, but judge righteously, remembering that things which are seen are not made of things which do appear. If I repeat, Holmes says, we can judge in this manner out of any chaos. We can produce harmony. Thank you. And so it is.
And so it is. Absolutely. And that's what it's all about. Harmony out of chaos. The sea of life. How do we create that harmony? And before we go into the message, we're going to listen to a song. And it's perfect for what was just read, of course. Love always finds a way.
When you're losing your way, when it's too much to take, when your will is broken, I'm here. I can be your shelter, be your safe place to land. When your heart feels empty, I'm here. have enough love for both of us. I know it's gonna be okay. I have enough love for both of us. And love always finds a way. Love always finds a way. If the future's unknown and the path's overgrown, I will cradle your soul. Don't fear. Don't fear. Though you don't have the answers, may not know where to go, but what you need is inside you. Just trust, and you'll know. You'll know. I have enough love for both of us. I know it's gonna be okay. I have enough love for both of us. And love always finds a way. Love always finds a way. I'm your light in the storm. I'm your call to come home. I'm your beacon of hope. You can count on me. You can count on me. I have enough love for both of us. I know it's gonna be okay. I have enough love for both of us. And love always finds a way. Love always finds a way. I know it's gonna be okay. Love always finds a way. I know it's gonna be okay. Love always finds a way. Love will always find a way. Love always finds a way. It's gonna be okay. Love always finds a way. Hold my hand, it's gonna be okay. Love always finds a way. It's gonna be okay. Love will always find
Love
a way.
always finds a way.
Yeah, it's gonna be okay.
Love always finds
It's
a
gonna
way.
be okay. I know it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. I know. Love will always find a way.
Love is going to find a way. So today's topic, the sea of life. And what does that mean? You know, water is what we're made of. You know, we don't think about it, but at least I don't think about it. But we're created of, by, from the womb. We are in the, you know, we are in that and of that. And it's so important that as we go through this month of the everyday wonder of nature, we are here in the oceans today. We are here in the water, the rivers, the streams, the lakes, everything that makes it possible for us to live our lives. You know, here we are in the Northeast. We have beaches everywhere. I won't say I take them for granted. I love the ocean. I go to the ocean all the time. Just the wonder of it, the beauty of it. But I don't think of the practicality of it that often. There's so many aspects to it that I guess I just never think about. You know, I talked last week about being a steward and what that means. Activity or job of protecting and being responsible for something, the careful and responsible management of something entrusted to one's care. Yes, we are stewards of the planet. And it's one thing to say it, it's another to practice it. And it can seem quite daunting when we really think about, well, how do I make the difference? You know, any changes always come from one, because there is only one. And when we hold in consciousness truth, the water clears. We know that consciousness is just that. There's a very different, we hold in place, just as Darlene was saying in the reading, the illusion is in the way we look at things. Ernest Holmes says, for what we persist in recognizing, we persist in holding in place. So what does that look like? You look around and people say, can we even repair it? The hole in the ozone, or can we? No. Individuals? No. As a person? No. I personally can't go patch it. I don't know how. I don't have the plastic. It doesn't work that way. But in consciousness, yes. There is nothing that is too big for spirit. So the fear of it holds it in place. So it is important that what I do is honor it. Honor what it does. And I have to tell you, as I researched this topic, it was so huge, it blew my mind. I had no idea how much I didn't know or pay attention to. I feel strongly about, especially when you think of people all over the world that don't have clean water. How many people actually have to travel miles and miles to get to a water hole, where animals are at the same place that we are trying to drink out of. I can't even fathom what that is like. But 10% of the planet does that every day. The World Health Organization says that 3.4 million people die annually as a result of water-related diseases. In this day and age, that amazes me. How is that even possible? That the simplest of water isn't brought everywhere. And that is actually the leading cause of disease and death worldwide. Because you look at the planet from outer space, and of course, it's over 70% water, but it's not all drinkable. There's a lot of things that our waters do for us that sustain us. And, it's important. I'm just going to go through some of them, and then I want to just bring up a few points. But 50 to 70% of the oxygen comes from the plankton that we have. So in other words, the water's surface, the sunlight, the carbon dioxide, all of that, it comes from our oceans. There's a list, and I'm gonna put this actual list up because I'm gonna go through it too quickly to be able to read every one of them. But the absorption of carbon dioxide, it actually is 30% of the carbon dioxide that comes from our oceans. It saves, that's what's saving us. We talk about the trees and making sure that we have enough trees. The ocean also does this. So as we're depleting our water supply, what does that look like? What does that do to us? And why and how are we doing it? So it's paying attention, to the things, climate regulation absolutely has to do with our water. We look at our ice caps melting. We look at, and there's fear in that. There is. It's a normal reaction to see and hear about, and not. How do you not express emotions around that? As an individual human, I am helpless. But as an individualized expression of divine, I am only power. We are powerful beings. And we need to know these things, because when I celebrate something, it grows. When I honor something, it enhances it. We help add I guess, the fuel to the fire. It said, bring it and make it better in consciousness. But when I am in lack, when I am in fear, when I am against and fighting, I am contributing to the problem. When I am in love, joy, gratitude, with an open heart, I am part of the solution. So the biggest thing that we're going to do is change our mind, change our thinking, change our practices in how we nurture our planet. Realizing that, yes, we can make a difference. As an individualized expression of divine, I can. I'm not powerless, I am powerful. Because spirit as me guides, guards, governs. And each one of us have that opportunity. I've posted a few things already on our Facebook page. So if you're not subscribed, please go and do that. And I'm going to make sure that all of these are up here with a lot more detail than I have time to go into today. But there's amazing economic. We actually, 200 million people worldwide, directly or indirectly, are employed because of the oceans. Think about that. 200 million people are employed because of them. One of the things that blew my mind, 94% of the Earth's living species exist in the oceans. 94%. Now, we have a very sensitive ecosystem. We want to save the beach, don't get me wrong. But I had no idea 94% of it was underwater. So we get the opportunity to look at things differently. And when we do, things change. Just as that perfect reading that Darlene gave today. The confusion in thought brings about confusion and things that we don't want. But when we clarify and we honor, when we make something sacred in a ritual or in a ceremony, it brings more of that. And don't we use water in our ceremonies? We do sacred hand washing and blessing. Most religions use some form of holy water. There's so much that water is a part of. There's a reason for that. It is sacred. We are made up of that. That's why, we always say, did you drink enough water? We're lucky we get it in. Meanwhile, there's 10% of the world that doesn't have it. And it's right there for us. Everything is about being mindful, and it's not about judgment. Because we have a society that is very much external. But in truth, we get a choice of what we say, what we think, what we do. And it's up to us to be mindful of that. It's up to us to really look at that and say, okay, how do I use this? And I love this quote. And I may say this wrong, I apologize. A. Hula, on the Secrets of Divine Love. Just as a water wheel raises the water from the river towards a fertile garden, prayer pulls our consciousness from the flow of our passing thoughts towards the garden of the eternal soul. Prayer is more than physical motions. It is more than words of praise and gestures of humility. When we pray, we join the orbit of love. I want to just put that out there again. When we pray, we join the orbit of love. We flow with the rivers, sway with the trees, dance with the moon, and sing with the birds. When we pray, we join with what is and has always been in constant praise of the divine. How beautiful is that? Constant praise of divine. We get to be that. We get to do that. We get to understand simply by connection consciously, mentally, we get to be part of that eternality of life. We talk about a shift. You know, when we started, there was a lot of stuff that happened at the beginning of the day, trying to get all the technical stuff going and little hiccups. That's why we're a couple minutes late. And of course, it starts with the, oh, we've got to get there. Oh, no, what did I? And, you know, all it takes is a prayer, that beautiful invocation, or even someone, you know, laughing at the ice machine in the background falling. It just lightens everything to just be here now. Because in this moment, all is well. It is not my job to fix the planet, the world, or anything else. That's above my pay grade and ability. In truth, what's mine is consciousness. So when I honor the fact that the medicine that I or other people that I love take are from the oceans, how much of that, you know, everything from things that cure cancer, arthritis, Alzheimer's, heart disease, even COVID-19, all of these things, they come from the ocean, or a good portion of what's in these things. I don't think of medicines, you know, tourism, and all the fun that you can have at the beach or on whatever water skis or whatever activities you may do. Because I'm not that adventurous. Life is adventurous enough for me at the moment. You know, life is amazing. And our oceans are incredible. These are opportunities. But water itself, the molecules of water, can do so much, not just to nourish us, not just the, you know, taking care of the carbon monoxide so we can breathe, you know, that little thing. But there is a study that just, whenever I think of the water, I often think of this study because we are science of mind and we go back to science. Everything is at the molecular level, everything. And there's a amazing doctor that years ago, it was made famous at first in the What the Bleep movie, however long ago that was. But Dr. Emoto studied water. Basically, a drop of water, he froze it in a certain way, he put it under a microscope, and we learned amazing things. This is Dr. Emoto. And it says, water is the mirror that has the ability to show us what we cannot see. It is the blueprint for our reality, which can change with a single positive thought. All it takes is faith if you're open to it. Now, if you're here and you're watching this, all it takes is faith. You didn't come to a spiritual service, virtually or in person, to not have faith. So we can start checking off that box, at least most of the time. You know, because faith is something that it is, for me, my life raft. That is my cornerstone of my life. And to me, that is the easier part of things. So if I can just have that I'm good. He then went on to study the water itself, and by certain music, whether it was words or music, or even just putting a label on a jar, he saw what it changed and did. Now, this is his book, Hidden Messages in Water. And the photo on the left here is, and this was how he did his study, it's an ice crystal frozen from severely polluted water. The photo on the right is the same water, frozen after having been blessed by Dr. Emoto. It says, one can plainly see we do have the ability to not only hear ourselves, but our earth as well. So this is the exact same water that had simply been given a blessing by saying the words or having an intent of thought of blessing. It changed the molecules of the water. Here are a few more of them because I absolutely, the power in them to me. Look at the beauty and thank you, wisdom, truth, eternal, I love you. Look at angel, peace. But then look at where it says you fool, nothing but static and ugly. You make me sick, evil. These are just the words. This wasn't anything that was done. Nothing was in the area of it. It wasn't like anything was actually done to the water. It was just a word. He also did it with rice. This is the rice experiment. Literally, just on a job, the words, I love you. And in the exact same rice, the exact same ingredients, with the words, I hate you. These are scientific studies, which means they have been reproduced. This isn't a thought. This isn't a prayer. This isn't just a belief. These are scientific studies that prove our intentions make a difference. Molecularly, in a way that we can't even conceive. The prayer doesn't need to be verbal. Even just the intention on the piece of paper was enough. So we talk about wanting to make a difference. We can bless our water before we drink it. We can bless our water before we go in the shower. What do you think that water would do to us? Or say a blessing as we're in the shower. What is it doing to that 70% within us? Or what about when I just pray? What is it doing to my body? As opposed to the fear and anxiety, the worry of what's out there, what they're doing. Who cares what am I doing? Where's my consciousness? What am I paying attention to? What is running my life today? It is so important that we remember that while we are in this world and we choose to stand up for what's important to us, to guide it in the best ways possible, that I am not thinking there's no other way. It all begins and remains in consciousness. So I encourage you to really be in this place of understanding that what we do matters. We get to purify our consciousness. Dr. Holmes said, just as water purifies itself as it flows, so the impure stream of our mental life becomes purified by applied constructive thinking. It may well be that a lack of circulation in the physical body is a result of mental stagnation, while mental stagnation is the result of a lack of spiritual perception. A lack of spiritual perception. In other words, Spirit's always there. Am I paying attention? One of my mantras that I say many times a day is God in me, as me, is me. So Spirit in me, as me, is me. And I know that. And it's something that reminds me of truth, to honor myself and to honor others. When I'm not paying attention, I'm not less of Spirit. I'm not less of a divine spot, but I don't know it. I don't act like it. When a child knows they're loved and they're nurtured and they're watered, they're showered with that love and attention and affection and told you can do anything, they tend to succeed more. And it's not because they're more brilliant than any other child, but it's because they believe they can. Our spiritual connection allows us to shine and believe that we can. That's the difference. That's how we make a difference in our water, in our oceans, in our world, and in each other. It is so important that we remember. Dr. Mota said, words are the vibration of nature. Therefore, beautiful words create beautiful nature. Ugly words create ugly nature. This is the root of the universe. How simple is that? Like, does it get any more ABC than that? Beautiful thoughts, beautiful words, create a beautiful life. Do we think we can cultivate that into our daily lives? Is that too much for us to really try for? To remember that spirit as you is perfect. No. And in that knowing, shine. You already are it. It's just remembering. And when we are mindful, when we have those beautiful thoughts and showered in gratitude and love, amazing things happen. So we are the change we wish to see. And I am so grateful that you are all here with me for that. And, thank you to all. And Maria said she's done the rice experiment, and it's absolutely amazing to see. That's what science is. That's what we practice. Science of mind, because it's repetitive. It's something that you can actually prove. It's not just a thought. We are actually living this truth. It's up to us to demonstrate it. And that demonstration, amazing things. We are creating amazing things. So thank you all for being here. And, next week I'm very excited. We have, to continue our theme, we have the beautiful Laura Topper, who has been here before. She'll be with us from the UK. The newly engaged Laura Topper, that I'm also very excited about. She just announced Jason from Infinity is there. They are getting married, so I'm so excited about that. I had to share. And but she will be giving our message next week, and she will be going further on our theme of nature. The law of circulation states that giving activates receiving. And we are here as a result of the giving of others. We are here in sacred community, and what we give our attention and our resources to are what matters to us. So please know that, know our highest good here at CSL Greater Boston, and please join me in our sacred giving affirmation. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. Absolutely. And in that knowing, you could go through PayPal, or of course, if you're in person, we have our collection, but you can also go through PayPal, whether you scan that little barcode or you can go to PayPal itself. We appreciate all of your contributions. I also want to mention that we are visioning every Monday for the highest and knowing the growth of CSL Greater Boston. So if you're available, whether you've done visioning before or not, join us. We would love to have you. It's Monday at noon every week, and it is online via Zoom. You can also get the link on our Facebook page or on cslboston.org. Also, keep in mind that Vista 2023 is coming up in February. If you're looking for more details, we'll have for you as we go into registration and everything. So thank you so much. And we have our beautiful, beloved practitioner, Barbara Hewitt, who is also, for one more week, co-chair of our, well, yeah, one more month, I'm sorry, one more month, is co-chair for our Leadership Council, who has, before we do our final treatment, she is actually going to be making a special announcement for us.
So I would like to invite Darlene. We're gonna put Darlene right here by the camera. So we are honoring Darlene today. She has joined us over a year ago at the Leadership Circle. When, organizations aren't living, they are alive, and they're always unfolding and moving and changing. And so as Boston, as Reb's energy left and Gina was asked to be spiritual director, we were transforming. And that started a couple of years before that, actually. And we were trading. And Darlene was a demonstration for the Leadership Council in our trading for the right and perfect person to come in and help us as treasurer. And so we approached her and we asked her, and she said yes, of course she would do that. And then we snuck in secretary.
And the bylaws.
and the bylaws. And so what has been accomplished with Darlene's leadership in all of those areas over this year has really been incredible. It has just shifted and brought this solid foundation in consciousness as well as in, both in the physical and the metaphysical. So we have a Distinguished Service Award honoring our Darlene Marie Slagle from the Centers for Spiritual Living Greater Boston, presented to you by your beloved community with gratitude and appreciation for sacred services, both treasurer and secretary. And it's presented on this day.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It's been my honor to do sacred service, and I'm glad I could help. I made a commitment, and I did my best during this time, and I just send my love and my thoughts to this community, seeing them go forward with new energy to come in and bring them to heights that they can't. It's so good. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And we have more. So we were choosing a flower for Darlene, and we chose a sunflower for many reasons. One is that it always seeks out the sun. It always turns to the light. And that would describe Darlene. Regardless of what's happening, she is such a woman of faith, and she practices what she believes. And for us, that is, of course, looking to being guided by the light, being open and allowing to the light. So that was one very practical thing. The other thing is it's known for adoration and loyalty and strength. And again, as being a woman of faith, Darlene openly adores Christ consciousness, spirit, the universe, and she walks in that faith. She walks in that faith. She's in the presence of that faith. Loyalty, as we go through change and we go through things, it's her loyalty to this community and to her commitment never wavered. And I really admire that and strength in all of your life experiences, the strength that you have shown. And I know that's fueled by your faith has been incredible. So the sunflower is you.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Really humbling.
Well, we are
Really humbling.
very, very grateful.
And it's been a great community that support each other. So this has been a wonderful part of my life, and it's deepened my journey. It's expanded my heart. I'm just very grateful to you all. Thank you so much.
So let's just go into treatment. And so in this moment, knowing that the divine is this infinite and unconditional love, feeling this vibration of love, feeling it from the words that have been showered upon Darlene, knowing that they are spirit guided and guarded, knowing that the beauty of this light and of this love is around through and as each and every one. And taking in part of Gina's message, knowing that the vibration of what we stand in, what we live in, when we live in this vibration of love, it creates love. It fills us and emanates from it. And so I know that this is the universe. And as I know that I am one with it, that I stand in this Christ consciousness, and that I stand in this love and light and peace, I stand in knowing I am one with this. It fills me and emanates from me. And so therefore I know that each and every one who is hearing this word and beyond is walking in this life experience, is taking with it from this morning what resonates for it, gives them opportunities for what's been said, knowing the truth of who they are, the power that each one has. They're living an empowered life. They're standing and knowing that there is no victimization. It has disappeared, dissipated, and gone as they stand in the power of choice, the power of deciding what it is that they are bringing forth into this world in this very moment and to each other. And I know that that is love and peace and joy and calm and serenity, as I know that each one is one with each other and one with this one mind. And so from this place of knowing that this word is so right here and right now, each one stepping forward in perfect health, perfect wealth, perfect happiness, surrounded and filled and emanating this one infinite love. I stand in this place of gratitude. I declare it, decree it, I claim and accept it on behalf of each one, and I stand in profound gratitude to know it as truth in this moment, here and now. So I simply breathe it into the love, knowing there is love and love, spiritual activity. It is released into it, and it is done. I say amen and blessed be, and we affirm this word by saying together, and so it is. And now it is.
And knowing that truth, I'm so grateful to have all of you with us today. Thank you so much from wherever you are watching. We appreciate you, we love you, and we thank you for being part of this beautiful intention as we walk into this new week, reminding ourselves that we are powerful. Each one is that power. And through consciousness, yes, we are the change we wish to see in the world. So the final song I absolutely love. The children of the Voices of Hope Choir will teach us how far I'll go. Blessings and love. Have a fabulous week.
I've been staring at the edge of the water long as I can remember, never really knowing why. I wish I could be the perfect daughter, but I come back to the water no matter how hard I try. Every turn I take, every trail I track, every path I make, every road leads back to the place I know where I cannot go, where I long to be. See the line where the sky meets the sea, it calls me, and no one knows how far it goes. If the wind in my sail on the sea stays behind me, one day I'll know. If I go, there's just no telling how far I'll go. I know everybody on this island seems so happy.